Hello, everyone. Everything feels really big right now. I came out as queer at 15. When I came home from school, my mom asked me if I shared anything at GSA for coming out day, and my stomach fell to the floor. I think she always knew I was a little bit fruity, as we say. I met my partner 5 years later, and together we create a kind of holiness, a divinity manifested through sapphic intimacy. But everything feels a lot bigger than that right now. I came out as non-binary and transgender at 20 and started using the name Stevie. I fought with the world to perceive me as my soul sees itself, boundless, unending, and far too messy for a binary I could never fit in, despite how hard I tried. But everything feels a lot bigger than that right now. I song-led for Yom Kippur at 21 at a synagogue in Philadelphia. Our yai-dai-dais encompassed the sanctuary until the hunger in our bellies came to a dim, and all that was left was peace and goodness. The next year for my sociology final, I wrote a paper called Transgender Genocide. While doing the research, I cried, I yelled, I punched my pillows, anything to get out the suffocation of emotions I was feeling. And I couldn't find any sign of peace or goodness, and not much feels bigger than that right now. In 2023, there have been 558 AntiTrans Bills across 49 states, 83 of which have passed. These bills attack not only the joy and humanity of the trans community, but their safety, their autonomy, and their very ability to survive. Trans Americans have become refugees, no longer being afforded the right to go by their name, pronouns, wear what they want to wear, receive the medical care they need to survive, or even be in public spaces without the threat of harassment or arrest. What would you do if you didn't feel safe using the restroom? If your child couldn't play sports with their friends or were taken away from you because they're trans? If you, simply for being who you are, were seen as a threat to everything society is, what might that experience be like for you? That's the thing, though. We are a threat to evolve society, to transcend boundaries, to deconstruct our understandings of not only gender, but compassion, creativity, bravery, honesty, and self-exploration. These legislative bills will not only hurt the trans community or the LGBTQ+ community, but all of us. However, liberation for some means liberation for all. To embrace your trans siblings, to advocate for your trans cousins, to express unconditional love for trans people means we will all be free. I hope we will all gaze upon our inner selves, beyond who we were told to be, beyond the multiple choice options available, beyond the written script. That is the biggest threat, changing how we see ourselves. We as Jews have been refugees, and in a way we may always be. A diasporic people, a people on the run, a people always there for one another. We as Jews are weathered with the fallout of exile and the joy we have fostered from our sorrows. I deeply love being Jewish. Like with an applying to rabbinical school to become a rabbi kind of love. Someone asked me once who I would be if I wasn't Jewish, and I was left feeling incredibly lost. My Jewish community grounds me. Our voices in song remind me of a hope I've often lost the energy to hold on to. Our love for food, our love for schmoozing, our dedication to tikkun olam and gemilut chasadim brings me back to a feeling of home. But so does going to see drag queens at gay bars and walking down the street holding the hand of my partner. My queer community and my Jewish community are my home. We stood side by side in the camps, and we must stand side by side now. Both communities are siblings of trauma, exile, and scapegoating, but so too are we family in our unrivaled joy for life and pride for who we are. Things are really big right now. And so it's difficult to stand here and tell you only my story when there are so many stories to tell. If there's one thing I wish for Pride 2023, is for all of us to see that to be Jewish and to be queer is to carry divinity in your being, to live in the shadows of generations of hiding and running, and to hold the astonishing bravery to create light, peace, goodness, and pride. My trans siblings are hurting right now, and many of them are in serious danger. It is time we extend our light to one another and stand up. Trans kids deserve to grow up. Trans adults deserve to feel safe. Trans elders deserve to thrive. My chosen Hebrew name is Tzedek, justice, because at the core of my communities and my identities, that is what remains, a longing and a fight for better. That is who we are. So when one of us is in pain, we must fight for them unconditionally. To my queer community, to my Jewish community, Shabbat Shalom, and a very happy Pride.
Rise together.